So the iPhone 16 series has been out for almost a year, and today let's find out what are the best Aramid cases that you can buy for your 16 series iPhone. Now, of course, all links are down in the description below for you guys to check out for yourselves, as well as any discount codes that I have. Everything is down in the description. Now, this is not a sponsored video. Nobody knows I'm making this video until you guys see it live for yourself on YouTube. Nobody's paying for this video. All thoughts, opinions, and this entire list is my own. So let's go ahead and get started. Now we're looking at 6 cases. So let's start off with number 6. Now coming in at number 6, we may have a little bit of a controversial one. This is going to be the Suti Phoneback. Now, this is not a full case. It is just the back piece right here. This is it. It just magnetizes right to the back of your phone, and that's all you get. Now, this case is for those very extreme minimalists, for somebody who doesn't drop their phone. They don't really care about too many scratches on the sides or anything. They just want a little bit extra grip on the back or a little bit of a different design and better MagSafe. Now, that is where this thing really shines because it magnetizes right to your phone, but it also has really, really strong MagSafe. So just to compare the two, let's actually just take the iPhone 16 Pro Max by itself, and just taking a look at that MagSafe, as soon as you shake your wrist a little bit, it's going to make this MagSafe base fall off. Well, if we take the Phoneback, the Suti Phoneback here, we attach that, magnetize it, same charger, same everything, look at how much better that MagSafe gets. I can actually pick this thing up. So if you're someone who uses like a car mount or a nightstand charger, a 3-in-1 or something like that, this is gonna give you so much better MagSafe strength. You're gonna get better grip on your phone. And of course you're getting the camera rings protected right there. So you do get a little bit of protection for some scratches on the camera rings and around the back of the phone. Now the price on this thing is a little bit crazy. We're talking $59, so 60 bucks. Now of course they have plenty of different styles, colors, and designs that are cheaper. Some are even more expensive, but of course we're talking about Aramid cases here, and their carbon one, which is the closest to Aramid, is going to be $59. So it's a little bit pricey, I know, but for what you're getting and for those minimalists who really hate cases and don't really want one, I think this is a perfect option for those people that'll just give you exactly what you want without really adding any extra bulk whatsoever to the phone. So the Suti Phoneback, like I said, 59 bucks, that is what's going to be sitting at number 6. Now coming in at number 5, we have the Benks Armor Air. Now if you saw my top 10 case list, this case was actually in the honorable mentions, which is still excellent considering how many cases I have. It was right there. You could have been called number 11 on the top 10 case list, but this was on there because this case is really good. Now again, this is one for those minimalist lovers right there, right? So you're getting, your buttons are exposed on all sides, camera control button, everything like that is exposed. However, the bottom is covered and the top are covered, which is what makes me really love the Benks Armor Pro over a lot of these other minimal cases, because they really think about you as far as that. You don't have any crazy relief slits on the top, just 2 on the bottom. This thing is not too difficult to take off, but it's not easy by any means either. So it's actually a really good case. Now this is gonna come in a whole bunch of different patterns and colors, and of course the price does range on those depending on which color you get. They're all going to be made out of Aramid fiber, but the price on this one is going to be $49.99. Now I know that's still a little bit high. We're getting off to a higher price start, but Benks takes a lot of time into designing these cases. They're constantly coming out with new designs, new patterns, and they're really changing the Aramid fiber game up to give a whole bunch of colors. From just the plain old boring black and gray, you get a whole bunch of different designs, and that's one thing I really like. It's got good grip. It's not too extremely hard to take off. However, one of the models is a little bit tough to take off. I believe it's the Aurora. It does take a little bit more elbow grease to kind of come off of the phone, but either way, it's a great case. The fit on this thing is really good. It does have a plastic camera ring, which I do wish was metal like they had in previous year versions, but either way, that'll still protect it. You are going to get some camera ring protection right there. Of course, none really for the screen because it's not really meant for that, but you do get those tiniest little bit around the corners, if you guys can see right there. But all around, the Benks Armor Air is an excellent case, and of course, if you know Benks, you know that MagSafe strength. They have very good MagSafe strength, and this case is no different. This is a solid case and definitely a great option for those minimal case lovers. Now coming in at number 4, we have the Ridge Aramid case. Now, this case and number 3 were very close on my list. There's one feature that is setting the two apart compared to each other, and that's why it makes number 3 number 3. But for number 4, this is still an excellent case. You're getting a very, very slight texture here on the back. Nice metal buttons right here. You do get a nice metal camera ring right there. Some subtle Ridge branding. It's not too huge, not too kind of out popping at you. You're going to get pretty good MagSafe strength on here. We will test that in a second. Unfortunately, we do not get a camera control button, which Ridge, if you guys are listening, I know you put it on that orange case. I have that case, but the problem is the case is a bar of soap. It's very slippery. However, the Ridge Aramid case is not slippery at all. It's a very nice case, and I really enjoy using it. I just wish Ridge would update all of their cases with that camera control button. But even still, at number 4, this is a very, very good case. You're going to get a good fit going around the case. The top is good. The bottom is good. All the buttons are nice and clicky. Like I said, they are metal. You're getting your dot cutouts down here at the bottom. Of course, a nice USB-C port. Nice and low profile. It's not too heavy, not too thick. Let's see. You do get a little bit of screen protection right there. You can kind of set this down on some surfaces. I wouldn't go setting this down on any crazy rigid surfaces or anything like that. You may end up scratching your screen. But for everyday surfaces, you should be good to go there. And then, of course, your camera ring right here is also slightly protruding. So you do get some camera protection right there. It's pretty decent. So again, same concept goes here. I wouldn't set this on anything super jagged, but you do get some camera ring protection right there. But all around, this thing is a very nice case. The price on it is actually $38.99, which is the same exact price as spot number 3, which I'll take a look at in a second. But for 40 bucks, $38.99, this is an absolutely great deal. I really enjoy using this case. And especially, let's take a look at that MagSafe, which if you guys can see that right here, I mean, up and down, give it a shake, and that thing finally comes off. So really very strong MagSafe on here, all around a great case. And that is why the Ridge Aramid case had to be at number 4. This is definitely something that I can recommend. All right, coming in at number 3, we have the Spigen Enzo Aramid. Now, the price on this one, $38.99. Exact same price as number 4, the Ridge Aramid case. The one thing that sets this case off apart from the Ridge Aramid is going to be this very nicely textured back. Now, in the previous years for the iPhone 15 series and before, this case was a bar of soap. It was super slippery. I could not recommend it back then. But since the 16 series, they added a very nice textured back on here. The sides have been a little bit softened up and given a tiny bit more of a texturized TPU material. So all around, this thing is very, very nice. Not slippery at all anymore, which is great. Of course, you're getting that really nice metal camera ring buttons as well. No camera control button. Spigen, you guys released one of the best camera control buttons on the entire third-party market, like 7 days after the 16 series came out. Please update this case and all of your cases for the 16 series because it's a very good case. If this had that Spigen camera control button on here, this case might have definitely even been higher up on this list. But unfortunately, no camera control button. It's just tough with this case. Now, of course, $38.99 is still a very good price. You're getting great MagSafe, which we'll look at in a second. You're getting some camera ring protection right there. You are getting a little bit of a screen lip right there. So you can set this down on either of those sides and you will be fine, of course. But just one thing is that camera control button. Either way, it's very easily accessible. Really no need to test it on here because it is the actual button itself. A pretty wide open cutout right there, which I would also like to see kind of closed in a little bit. But either way, that's not going to be an issue whatsoever getting to your camera control button. Of course, I would like to see that closed in though. But just because of this grip, it feels really, really good in the hand. And of course, coming and doing our MagSafe test, we know Spigen's MagSafe is very, very good. Give that a shake, and that's going to take a good amount of shaking for it to come off. So for all those reasons, this case is very, very good, and it had to be at number 3 on this list. All right, number 2, we have the Benks Armor Pro. Now, this case is going to come in a bunch of different colors and a bunch of different patterns that you can get. They are all Aramid. All of them have a pretty much textured back. The sides are slightly textured. Some of them are going to have a metal camera ring, which I really like that this one does. Some of them do have metal buttons on them, others don't. Of course, we are going to be getting a camera control button, which we will look at in just a second, but you're getting a nice, really good fit going all the way around this case, top and bottom. Everything is very, very good. You get slight camera ring protection right there, but that's enough. Like I said, just setting this down on everyday surfaces, you should be good to go. Screen protection, kind of same thing. It's very slight on here. I would like to see a little bit better screen protection on this one, but you can set this down on some flat surfaces, and you should be on just about all flat surfaces, and you should be good to go, but I wouldn't set it on anything jagged at all. But all around, this case is going to be really, really good. The Benks Armor Pro is nice and thin. It offers you pretty good protection for what it is. It's going to give you good MagSafe. Like I said, bunch of different colors. Now, one thing about it is the price does change with Benks depending on the color. It's going to range from like $39.99 to $59.99 depending on which color you go for, which design. But all of their cases are really good, and especially the ones that you can get for the lower price range, they all do the same thing, right? They all have the camera control button at this point. They're all gonna have good buttons, good MagSafe, all around very good cases. And there's just not enough good things to say about the Benks Armor Pro. It's tried and true. They're constantly being super consistent with how good their cases are. They fit well, they work well, they can take a little bit of a beating before you see a whole bunch of damage and all that on the cases. And of course, you're gonna get that good Benks MagSafe. Now, on this one, depending on the texture on there, it's a little bit weaker than something like the 600D, which is just Aramid fiber, but even still, for what you need it, this is going to have pretty good MagSafe, and all around, it's a very good case. If any of you guys have used the Benks Armor Pro, you know exactly what I mean. It's thin, but it still feels protective, and it still feels like a very good quality, well-built case. And just taking a look at that camera control button, as you guys can see, this thing you can swipe through your modes, do exactly what you need to do. It's a solid camera control button. Benks really did an excellent job when it comes to that button. With all of their Armor Pros, really no matter which color you get, all of them are going to have a very, very good camera control button. So for all that, the Benks Armor Pro had to be at number 2. All right, let's get to number 1. And I think number 1 is not going to come at a surprise to anyone. Number 1 is going to be the Phone Rebel Gen 6 Ultra. Now, this case is excellent. You're getting a slightly textured back on here, not too much, very light, but it's still gonna have good grip. It's soft touch. The sides, you get these awesome grip spikes going all the way on each side, up and down the phone. Here we go, left and right. You are getting excellent buttons here. They're nice and wide, metal, standalone buttons, very clicky. You're getting a great camera control button on here. Everything is very, very good about this case. This case was almost number 1 on my top 10 case list, part 2. It was barely, very slightly beat at the very last minute, basically. But all around, it's an excellent case. You can replace the camera ring if you'd like. They have a kickstand. They have the Ultra version. You can do all that. You can replace this bottom part right here. The buttons are interchangeable. You can get different colors. All that. It's going to give you crazy good drop protection. If you guys saw Everything Apple Pro's drop test video, you know exactly what this is going to give you. And all around, it's just an excellent case. Very good screen lip there. Oh, why is my flashlight on? Hold on. Timeout. Very good screen lip there with those claws right there that they call them. So you can set this on just about any surface. You'll be fine. Camera ring, excellent. Zero issues with that. Any surface, again, you will be fine. Good fit going all the way around, top, bottom, left, right. This just is, there's not enough good things to say about this case. It was this close to being number 1, and I could still see this being number 1 for certain people's lists because it's a great case. I use the Phone Rebel Gen 6. This is one of my top 3 most used cases. As you guys can see, I use this thing. It has survived multiple drops, looks still brand new, looks great, feels great, and it works very, very well. And just taking a look at that MagSafe, of course, we know Phone Rebel's MagSafe, guys. This case has incredible MagSafe. All their cases do, and this one is no different. Now, the price on this thing is $49.99. $50, but it's also coming with a tempered glass screen protector. So it's a one-stop shop. You pick up the case, slap on the screen protector, and that is literally all you need. This case will take you through any journey you have, any job. It's good for professional environments. It's good for a rugged environment. It's just an all-around super good jack of all trades case, and I really, really like it. So of course I had to put the Phone Rebel Gen 6 Ultra as my number 1 case. It is very, very well deserved. My number 1 Aramid case. Very well deserved. I love this thing and I highly recommend it. But that has been my top Aramid cases list. Every single one of these cases I can absolutely recommend. I use them myself. They've gotten a lot of use out of me and they're tried and true. And you can absolutely bet that any one of these cases, if you like the way it looks or you think that you may be interested in it, I think you will definitely like it when you do pick it up. But all links, again, are down in the description below. But let me know what you guys think about my list down in the comments below my top Aramid cases for the 16 Pro Max. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. That goes a really long way for me and allows me to make these videos for you. And if you guys want to see my top 10 case list of the iPhone 16 Pro Max part 2 that I just released, I'll leave that video right there. If you guys want to see my best leather case video, some people love leather cases, I'll leave that one right here.